Hello, hope you are doing well. So yeah, one day before the deadline. So today we're just gonna make some transfers, I think. If you watched the previous video, not the DefCon one, but before that, we had some transfers in line, and that was gonna be Gakpo out and Paqueta out for Ndai and who's the last one? Rangers, right? We had a new system where I suggest some transfers, and we have the AI agent, pick one or rate my suggestions and pick the one it finds to be the best one according to the setup. But the midweek video where we dive deeper into DefCon, we had a look at numbers and stuff. We figured out that it might be better to try to run like a 4 at the back formation. And yeah, this is maybe not the optimal way, but this is what we're gonna try just because of the numbers. And if we compare like a cheap midfielder in the 6 to 8 range to like a 5 to 5.5, 4.5 defender, I think they are pretty even. So we're gonna try to use that as an edge, not going in the template 3-4-3, just to get an edge upon everyone that is doing like 3 at the back. This is of course a bit risky. I don't have to do this if you are kind of following my system, but this is something we want to try out. And for that, we're just gonna start the agent here. If you haven't seen this before, you can just go back and watch some other videos. So when I do this fast command here now, our AI is gonna gather all the information we need, and we can just let it run in the background here while we take a look at some of the latest news. This I found very interesting. I think Sar is back for Palace. Of course, against Liverpool, it's not so interesting, but he's a really interesting player if you look at the data. So he's someone to watch, I think. Other than that, we know that Haaland is back, right? He's ready, so that's good. And yeah, and I looked there if there was any like interesting news. I know Cole Palmer is out. Bottom 5 XG conceded, Burnley at top. So yeah, it's probably gonna be a triple captain week. If you watch the video, we got like a 75% push to use the triple captain, right? So let's go back here now. You can see we have fetched our team, right? Okay, so we are at 1.12 team value. That's quite high, right? So we are just fetching our team. We are reading some data here we have lined up from Monday's data run. Now we're just gonna grab the table and some other stuff. And now the AI is gonna ask me for some recommended transfers after a while here. So you can see now it's kind of assessing and identifying the top 5 fixtures for the next 5 games or something. So if you look at kind of City's fixture run, you can see this is very good. It's like a 5-star game at home, and triple captain recommendation is like an 85% chance for game week 6, sorry. So why triple captain now? Historic opportunity. Burnley with the bad XGA, right? Worst in the league. Haaland with like insane stats. And a must use before game week 19, we know that. So this is just a perfect time to pull the trigger, I think. This triple captainship is not worth that much, because you can always captain Haaland, right? So if he scored 10 points, then the triple captain is just worth 10 points, right? It's not insane. Like, it's not that if you triple captain Haaland, no one else can captain him, right? So I think we're just gonna do it now. It seems like a very good week. So suggest transfers. So the first option is gonna be Gakpo to Rangers. This is what we did in the previous video, and is Steve to Tarkovsky. So basically, we just want to decide if we're gonna sell Lacroix or Steve and put in Tarkovsky. This is from the previous video, right? So that's what we're gonna ask. And personally, I'm not quite sure. I think I would just... Let's see Palace here. I think they have not the best fixtures, but they got decent fixtures, at least for DefCon. So I wouldn't mind just keeping Lacroix for now. I think he's fine. Maybe changing out to Anderson or someone later if we need to. So I'm just gonna let this run and see what transfers we're gonna make. We're gonna set up the triple captain. And if there are any other things I wanted to mention here. Okay, so if you look at this, it kind of suggests doing like an 8 out of 10 as Steve to Tarkovsky, right? That is fine, I think. Yeah, Liverpool coverage, that's fine. Expensive for a defender. He's a bit expensive, Tarkovsky, so he could be a move on later if he doesn't follow the pattern or like the curve he is on now data-wise. But that's easy to monitor, right? But you do pay him like a extra premium because of his DefCon, of course. But there's always possibles to change that. So this looks pretty good, and let's ask just for a full rundown now after we made the transfers. So if you can see, the final recommendation is just make the transfers. Captain Haaland, right? Vice Captain Bruno, starter strongest, bench king plus the 2 cheapest. Okay, whatever that means. Let's check that out. So I'm just gonna set that up. So let's do Gakpo and a Steve to someone like Tarkovsky, and then we're gonna do on mid. We're gonna do Rangers, right? And yeah, that's about it. So we got 0.9 in the bank. That's quite a lot, right? To be honest. So Tarkovsky out, in, and Rangers in, right? And then we're gonna do the chip, triple captain. Yes, so that is probably gonna be the team, and we're gonna do the 4 at the back. So that's gonna be Van Dijk, Senesi, Calafiore, Raya, and Tarkovsky. Rangers, Semenyo, Holland, triple cap, Gyökeres, Pedro, and Bruno. And what we aim to do with this, if you didn't watch the previous video, is try to maneuver to like a polarized team that is gonna consist of these DefCon players and the premium forwards. So it's a bit risky to skip kind of the mid-bracket midfielders, because there are some very good options there, like Ndai and yeah, some other ones too that we might pivot back to that later. But for now, I think we're gonna do this. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Doesn't really matter too much. So I'm pretty happy with this, to be honest. And I think it's gonna be interesting. I don't see this paying off right away, but I want to see if this 4 at the back pays off over a few game weeks, like 4 or 5. If it doesn't really work well, we can just always pivot again, right? We get like these 5 AFCON transfers, I think they're called. So then we can also swap back to like a bit of a different setup. But I just think it's interesting because I see a lot of 3-4-3 teams, and maybe we can get some small advantage if we are a bit lucky with this. So yeah, I don't think there's so much else to say. It's a pretty straightforward game week. And you can see the team is pretty good set up here, and it's very templatey. But I feel we were a bit ahead of the curve, and we have kind of got some good results because of that. We are like now 650k overall, without played any chips before this week. So I think that's a good spot to be in, right? That's a pretty okay spot. I think we are a bit ahead of the curve on the wildcard teams this week. So yeah, we need to find a week to play the bench boost, but that shouldn't be too hard. I was kind of looking at game week maybe 8. I haven't looked too hard, to be honest. But one thing I'm kind of missing is like a Spurs player. We might have to look at that. Let's see. I don't know when, but maybe Van der Ven or something. I think it looked pretty good. So I wish you good luck in the upcoming weekend. And yeah, I'll see you again probably on Monday for the kind of review and some new data points. So yeah, enjoy your weekend, and thank you for the support.